Today we're going to react to an ESPN debate about the NFL Divisional Round games. It's that playoff moment when every detail matters, teams are under pressure, and any mistake can decide the season. But first, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. That motivates me to keep bringing videos for you.
Top story, the opening game of the divisional round. Broncos hosting the Bills for a spot in the AFC Championship game. Denver, the top seed, so the AFC playoffs will go through the Mile High City. Early second quarter, Bills up 7-3 and driving. James Cook gets popped by Alex Singleton. Talanoa Hufanga falls on it. Cook's fourth lost fumble this season. His first 3 seasons combined, he had 3. Broncos take over and started to march into plus territory here. Bo Nix to Marvin Mims, who had 8 catches on 8 targets. Here picks up 27. He was huge on a day in which Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin both left with injury. 3 plays later, that's offensive tackle eligible Frank Querim. Doesn't leave crumbs. He's 315, 6'7".
Go ahead, big fella.
Big fella touchdown. Broncos brought in Detroit OC, former OC, Johnny Morton. He said he ran this play against the Bills last year. Broncos up 10-7. 30 seconds to go in the half. Nix caps an 11-play, 70-yard drive, 29 yards to little Jordan Humphrey, who atoned for an end zone drop on the opening drive of the game. Thinks he's put Denver up 7 at the half, but 16 seconds left. Bills out of timeouts. 10 playing a 17. I didn't realize that was a double down. They risk it. Josh Allen coughs up the ball. Nick Benito punches it out. And Devin Key scoops it for Denver with 2 seconds left in field goal range. Will Lutz would cash in. Denver gets 3 free points. They're up 20-10 at the break. Opening drive of the second half. 2 plays in. Benito again tags Allen from behind. Malcolm Roach on it. 2 fumbles lost by Allen in less than 1 minute of game time. Broncos settle for a field goal. They're up 13. But the Bills then, given life, 9 plays, 73 yards. Allen hits Keon Coleman, his only catch, pulls Buffalo within 6. 5 minutes to go in the third. After a Bo Nix pick, Allen tries to hit Curtis Samuel for a go-ahead touchdown. Finds P.J. Locke, who is gainfully employed by the Broncos. Interception. Denver gets a turnover, but would punt on their next drive. They're up 6. After 3. Fourth quarter, Bills continue to find their rhythm offensively, getting it back. Longest play for either team on the afternoon. Khalil Shakir, yak, picks up 46. 7 catches, 75 yards for the college Bronco out of Boise State. Buffalo into the red zone. 3 plays later, Allen, a dot to Dalton Kincaid. 6 catches on 6 targets for a team-high 83 yards. Bills back in front. But Bo Nix and the Broncos take over with just over 4 minutes left. On a 3rd and 11, Courtland Sutton for 25. His first 3 receptions of the game were on this drive. 3 plays later, Nix deep to Mims. He picked a great day to have a great day. 8 catches, a game-high 93 yards. That score, Broncos go up 3 Trev, but with a whole lot of time left for the reigning MVP.
It was time for Josh Allen to lock in, and that's exactly what he did. On the ensuing Bills drive, about 30 seconds to go in the game, 2nd and 10. Allen looking and finding Shakir, who does the old hook and lateral. Ray Davis gains 27, doesn't get out of bounds, so the clock starts to run, but the trickery pays off for sure. A few plays later, it's 4th and 10. Matt Prater out to kick the 50-yarder to keep this game and the season alive for Buffalo, and drills it. He is true. Buffalo ties it at 30, so we need a little overtime. After a failed Broncos drive, Josh Allen and the crew are out there hoping to keep it going. It's 3rd and 10. From his own 36, it's a deep ball to Brandon Cooks. However, Jaquan McMillan comes down with this interception, and I was astonished that they did not take more time to review this, because as you see, they tumble to the earth. Eventually, McMillan comes out with it. There was no real discussion surrounding Brandon Cooks actually having possession before the ball got ripped from him. Regardless, Broncos with a massive turnover and earned themselves another chance. And what would Bo Nix do with it? From his own 47, finding looking for Courtland Sutton. That one falls incomplete, but a flag is thrown. Taron Johnson would grab the arm of Sutton. You see there a little bit more than just the hand fighting that they usually let fly. Pass interference gets called, and on the very next play, Nix keeps it around the left side and goes down. We would learn post-game that may have been the play where he broke his ankle. As you see on the replay, It's not necessarily a devastating hit.
Innocuous.
It's innocuous as all outdoors. However, he would remain in. 2nd and 12, throws it deep to Mims. It falls incomplete. However, there's more laundry on the field. Tre'Davious White gets up celebrating, all for naught, as this would get the Broncos just a little bit closer. Josh Allen kind of knows the deal. Tre'Davious White was going to get his money's worth, by the way.
Man, he was there early.
Yeah, it was no question. The hack down of the arm is what Gene Steratore was saying on the broadcast. And there is your game winner from Will Lutz. From 24 yards out, he is true. 33-30 your final. Despite the positive result, it was a brutal start to the post-game press conference for Sean Payton.
Not good news. On the second to last play in overtime, Bo fractured a bone in his right ankle. He's scheduled to have surgery Tuesday of this week, which will put him out for the rest of the season. Steady's ready to go. I feel like I've got a two that's capable of starting for a handful of number of teams, and I know he feels the same way. So watch out, just watch.
All right, so Sean Payton speaking life into his squad. Obviously, Damian Woody at the desk with us. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. A Charles Dickens bar, and also the encapsulation of what this is for the Broncos right about now. You hear Bo Nix is out for the rest of the postseason. What's your reaction?
It's almost like you win the battle, but you lost the war. Just a huge win. Bo Nix played phenomenal football, like he's been doing all season long, particularly late in games. But then you come out on the other side of it and like we lost our starting quarterback and you going into the AFC Championship game. That is a huge blow within the locker room. Guys that you've been playing with, you look to as a leader. He's a captain on the team. And now you got to go into an AFC Championship game with the guy in Jarrett Stidham who hasn't played since 2023. Whew. Good luck.
Yeah. All right, what I want to talk to you about that. Denver's at home in the AFC title game, but you mentioned it, Stidham, no pass attempts since the final game of the 2023 season, and that last pass attempt was a pick. Whether it's New England or Houston coming to the Mile High City, can Sean Payton and this defense do enough for Denver to beat either opponent?
This is going to be a tall challenge. Here's what I will say. Denver has an elite defense. You're playing at home, so that crowd is going to be very enthusiastic. They're going to have a lot of energy. I think the key when you have a guy like Jarrett Stidham, manage the game. Manage the game. And what I mean by manage the game, don't put the ball in harm's way. Make plays when they're there to be made. I think running the ball with R.J. Harvey and playing to your strength of the team, the defense. Regardless of who comes into town, whether it be New England or Houston, guess what? I have a defense backing me up. So you got to play that, and you got to let your quarterback and Jarrett Stidham know, look, man, we don't need you to go out there and be Superman. Just go out there and do your job, and we'll see where the cards fall. Yeah,
question marks around a few other pieces on that offense between Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, and J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
D Wood, stay right there. We need to talk about this Bills team, the other side of the coin in today's game.
Yeah, unreal for the Bills. Another measure of heartbreak. A 2019 wildcard game. You can rewind the clock against the Texans. Buffalo blew a 16-point second-half lead on the road. Still managed to force OT before Deshaun Watson led the Texans to a game-winning drive. Then in 2021, divisional round against the Chiefs. A showdown that saw 3 lead changes, 25 points scored in the final 2 minutes of regulation. KC won the coin toss in OT. Patrick Mahomes took care of the rest. And then in 2023, against the Chiefs, one more game. This time in Buffalo. Neither team led by more than 7 points as they traded leads 5 times. Bills kicker Tyler Bass missed a potential game tire from 44 out before the Chiefs ran the clock out. And then in 2024, AFC Championship tilt in Arrowhead, another heavyweight showdown that came down to a 4th and 5 with 2 minutes to go in the game. Kansas City sent a blitz at Josh Allen, forces an incomplete pass. Buffalo loses by 3. And then you're at Saturday in Denver. Self-inflicted mistakes cost Buffalo a spot in the AFC Championship tilt. Bills didn't punt a single time but turned the ball over 5 times, which included a career-high 4 turns for Allen. Here he is post-game.
It's extremely difficult. I feel like I let my teammates down tonight. Just missed opportunities throughout the game. been a long season. I hate how it ended, and it's going to stick with me for a long time.
He said he feels like he let you guys down. How do you react when your quarterback who's done so much for you says that to you guys?
He let us down.
If it is ruled that way, then why wasn't it slowed down? Just to make sure that we have this right. That would have made a lot of sense to me, to make sure that we have this thing right, because that's a pivotal play in the game. We have the ball at the 20, maybe kicking a game-winning field goal right there. So I'll just leave it at that. But I'm saying it because I'm standing up for Buffalo, damn it. I'm standing up for us. Because what went on is not how it should go down, in my estimation. That play, these guys spent 3 hours out there playing football, pouring their guts out, to not even say, hey, let's just slow this thing down. That's why I'm bothered.
Visibly emotional, D. Wood, from McDermott, Josh Allen. No Patrick Mahomes on the other side this time. This wasn't 13 seconds. This wasn't a missed kick. What can be said about Allen and the Bills in this playoff loss?
This is up to this point, every playoff loss that Josh Allen's had, he was never the guy at the center of it. He's always played his best ball in those games, even in the losses. This is the first time where I think you can clearly say Josh Allen was a main character in this loss right here. I mean, you had 4 turnovers in this game. Regardless of the fact that the Buffalo Bills had an opportunity to win this game, you have to take care of the football. Right. Whether you're talking about the fumble before half, the interceptions that Josh had, when you're the best player on the field, you can't have games like that and expect to win those type of games.
Yeah, and especially even with a fluky interception like the last one in which he was trying to hit Brandon Cooks. A lot of those things are sort of built up over time when you are a little bit more reckless with the ball earlier in that tilt. But stand by for us. We've got to touch on this NFC side of things as well.
Yeah, Trev, one more game to get to from Saturday. The 49ers almost gave up 49 to the Seahawks. Third time these teams linked up this season, played in week 1, week 18. Road team won each of the first 2. Road team didn't fare so well this time around. Opening kickoff, the longest touchdown in franchise playoff history for Seattle. If you didn't think Lumen Field was shaking before the start of the game, Rashid Shaheed, trade deadline acquisition, starts the seismic activity on his own, avoids a slide tackle from Eddie Pinheiro. 95-yard kickoff return, touchdown. Seahawks up 7-0 in a blink. That flag was for the aforementioned slide tackle, yellow card on Pinheiro. And this was as close as it would get. Later in the first, Niners down 10-0 at their 31-yard line, just trying to get something going. 2nd and 7. Brock Purdy to Jake Tonjes. No George Kittle in this game. Julian Love falls on the loose ball. Great play by the All-Pro Ernest Jones to rip that out. Seahawks take over in plus territory. They don't need too much of an invitation. Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. 17-0. The one-way traffic continues. In a playoff game in team history, 17 points, the most allowed in a first quarter by San Francisco. They've been playing playoff football for a minute there. 3 minutes left in the half. Seahawks up 17-6. More Rashid Shaheed. Just get 22 the rock. Reverse, gets north-south with a convoy of blockers. Picks up 30. One of 2 carries on the day for Shaheed. That by far the most effective. And with 36 seconds left, Kenneth Walker. They rode number 9 up 24-6 at the break. Mike McDonald, welcome to playoff football. It's normally not this easy. Same score, 4th and 2 for the Niners. At this point, starting to get desperate. Leonard Williams right through the center of the O-line. Seahawks defense dominating. They had a field goal after that turnover on downs. They're up 21. Still in the third, same score. Brock Purdy trying to create, has all kinds of time. Average time to throw here over 4 seconds, but Jones again, this time forcing a turnover with a pick. If you made the drive or flight up from San Francisco, it was not a banner day. And here's Kenneth Walker for a second time. It's 34-6. Seattle is rolling, and they're not done. They only had 281 yards of offense. Defense was the story, but Kenneth Walker, touchdown hat trick, 116 yards on 19 carries. Seahawks dominate. They'll host the winner of the Rams and Bears in the NFC title game. This is my first playoff game, and we weren't going to let that be an excuse that, hey, we're a young team, or hey, we got a young coach, or it's our first whatever. It's like, no, it's just like, this is the next game. It's week 19. We've treated literally every game, every practice, every workout, every walkthrough the same. We're trying to nail it. Whatever's put in front of us, we're trying to nail it.
Such a weird, emotional roller coaster you go through. You know, everything you've gone through with this team for what it feels like, 25 weeks in a row. And then to just end it, I think it takes time to process everything because it just comes to an end. What I will say is this is, in all my years playing, one of the proudest I've ever been to be a part of a team.
So San Francisco starts an offseason with more than a few questions. As for Seattle, they march on after matching the largest win in playoff history, tied with their win from Super Bowl 48 against the Broncos. Also, 35-point dub for head coach Mike Macdonald, third most lopsided win by a head coach in his playoff debut.
So Damian Woody back with us here on SportsCenter. Obviously a dominant Seahawk win. There were all kinds of questions surrounding the oblique of one Sam Darnold. Put that right to bed.
Okay.
Despite, as Phil said, 284 yards of offense, but still really effective. What stood out to you in that Seahawks performance offensively?
Yeah, offensive. The running game.
Yeah.
That's what's really come to life for the Seattle Seahawks as of late in the season is their rushing attack. They only asked Sam Darnold to throw the ball 17 times in this game because they were so dominant running the football. And Kenneth Walker III had 116 of those 175 yards. And so, Mike Macdonald in his press conference used the word complimentary. That's exactly how they played. They played complimentary football. The running game, they didn't ask their quarterback to do too much. And the combination of that and their defense, which was just smothering the 49ers. And that's how you have the recipe for a dominant win.
Damian, sit tight. We got a lot to discuss for the two games coming up on Sunday in the divisional round of the playoffs. AFC, NFC split there as well. But two head coaches have found a home, presumed for a few days, confirmed Saturday. John Harbaugh, the new head man for the Giants, says he's, quote, proud and honored to join the franchise. Speaking with our Adam Schefter, Harbaugh and the club have agreed to a 5-year deal worth $20 million annually. At age 63, Harbaugh takes over a team with 7 wins total from the last 2 seasons.
Kevin Stefanski got some moving trucks to get in order as well after visiting Arthur Blank's home for his second interview. The 43-year-old was announced as the new Falcons head coach. Stefanski is a former 2-time coach of the year and hopes to guide Atlanta to their first postseason berth and winning season since 2000. The big story is Bo Nix's broken ankle. Broncos will be the 6th team since the 1970 merger to start a different quarterback in the divisional round and conference championship. Last team to do so, ironically enough, was the 92 Bills, who reached the Super Bowl and lost to the Cowboys in Super Bowl 27. Divisional round continues Sunday at 3 Eastern on ESPN and ABC with the Texans in Foxborough, where there's a high chance for snow. Then at 6:30, the Bears host the Rams with 20-degree weather, potential snow there as well. Frigid Foxborough is a setting that provided a backdrop for some of the best postseason games in history, so let's revisit them. 2001, Tuck Rule game, for those familiar. Late in the fourth, Brady appeared to fumble on a sack with the Raiders recovery, but the call was overturned. Vinatieri go on to make the game-time field goal, force OT, and then another to win it in OT. D. Wood has thoughts. Then a couple years later in the 2003 AFC Championship against Peyton Manning and the Colts, Ty Law picked off Manning 3 times to lead New England to a 24-14 dub.
After following all of this, you can really see how the playoffs are on a whole different level. Tightly contested games, decisions made on a knife's edge, and unexpected situations end up completely changing the course of the matches. Whether it's because of turnovers, injuries, or clutch plays at the end. In the end, it's clear that at this stage, talent alone isn't enough. Execution, focus, and even emotional control matter a lot. Those who make fewer mistakes and make the most of their chances stay alive, while any slip-up can mean the end of the championship dream. But let me know in the comments if you agree with what I said, and also share your opinion, even if you disagree. But leave your like and subscribe to the channel. That said, see you next time.